life, wisdom. What is the best way to lose weight? Are there foods we can eat that can actually assist us in our health and weight loss journey? Today, you're going to find out. Today, I'm counting down 10 healthy foods for weight loss. So these are foods that have a lot of nutritional benefits, but they are also going to help us control our weight. And today, I'm going to talk about why each of these foods can be a big part of helping us obtain our weight loss goals. If we're trying to lose weight, it's going to be really important that we eliminate refined sugar and candy from our diet. But we will still have that inevitable sweet tooth. So food number 10 is cherries. Now, the reason that cherries are on my list is because we still are going to have that sweet tooth that we need to satisfy in some way. So when we look at the different fruits, cherries is actually one of the lowest glycemic or lowest sugar fruits, which means it gives us fiber, it gives us lots of nutrients, and it's going to be one of the healthiest ways to satisfy a sweet tooth. Cherries, like any of the deep purple fruits that are out there, are also going to give you a lot of antioxidants. And when we think antioxidants, we think anti-aging. So cherries are a great healthy food for weight loss. Food number 9 is almonds. So almonds give us 29 grams of protein per cup. Now, we don't often think about nuts as an exceptional source of protein, but in actuality, they are. They also give us those healthy fats that are going to help fill us up and keep us feeling satisfied longer. Nuts also give us a lot of minerals. So almonds in particular are going to give us magnesium and are known to be really great for supporting the health of the heart. We also get vitamin E, which is fantastic for our skin, and almonds overall are just one of my absolute favorite foods. So food number 8 is mushrooms. Mushrooms are a fantastic food for vegetarians and vegans, but they're also a great food for meat eaters as well. Nutritionally speaking, they actually have a similar nutritional profile to animal meats. They give us lots of iron, and they give us lots of protein. Now, the cool thing about mushrooms is that they're low in fat and they're low in sodium. However, they're incredibly flavorful. Mushrooms actually contain the amino acid glutamic acid. And this is the amino acid when they use MSG, or monosodium glutamate. So it's an incredibly flavorful, incredibly stimulating amino acid, and it's one of the reasons that mushrooms are so delicious. Food number 7 is the sweet potato. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, wait a second, how can a sweet potato help me lose weight? Isn't it one of the more high sugar vegetables? And technically speaking, yes, you're correct. But again, like I mentioned when I brought up cherries at the beginning of the video, even though you're trying to eat healthier and have a healthier diet, you're still going to have sugar cravings, okay? Especially if you're someone who's used to eating lots of refined sugar, which is pretty much all of us. So the sweet potato is a really great vegetable for weight loss because it can satisfy that sugar craving. And at the same time, it's giving you lots of soluble fiber, it's giving you lots of beta carotene, vitamin C, helps to raise our vitamin A levels. Now, it's recommended that when you eat sweet potato, you consume it with a little bit of fat, and that actually helps the body to better absorb beta carotene. Food number 6 is the avocado. And if you've been watching my videos, this is probably not the first time you've heard me talk about avocado. One of many wonderful things about the avocado, in addition to how versatile it is that the avocado is actually so low glycemic, or causes such a minimal spike in our blood sugar when we eat it. It's actually so low carb that they don't even give it a value on the glycemic index. So when we're talking about a way to satisfy our hunger with some good healthy fats, but in a way that's not going to increase our blood sugar levels, causing the insulin response that causes weight gain, avocados are an excellent food for that purpose. Again, they offer other benefits like vitamins, enzymes, antioxidants, and I could just probably do a whole video about the avocado. It's one of my favorite foods and a great way to satisfy hunger so you can avoid overeating. So food number 5 is edamame, or soybeans. So this is what the soybeans look like in their natural state. And if you've ever been to a Japanese restaurant or sushi restaurant, you've probably seen edamame before. Edamame gives us 30 grams of protein per cup. Now, among the legumes, we get lots of different health benefits. And just as a general rule of thumb, legumes or beans are a great source of protein. I did want to just show you, though, this edamame or the soybean in its natural state. Now, soy has become a really common ingredient in processed foods. So you'll see things like soy lecithin or soy protein isolate. But if you want to get the health benefits from soy, you really need to eat it in this state. It's minimally processed or most natural state. The only other healthy source of soy is tempeh, which is a fermented tofu product that you can find right next to the tofu in your grocery store. So when it comes to eating soy, I know this is a big issue. I get lots of questions about soy in the live chat, but I think it's really important to understand the difference between processed soy ingredients, like when you see soy on an ingredient list, or having a more natural source of soy like edamame or tempeh, which actually offer a lot of protein and other health benefits. Food number 4 is quinoa. It kind of looks like quinoa. Now, quinoa is actually a seed. It's not a grain, although it's often considered among the other whole grains like brown rice. And I have some brown rice here to show you as well. So quinoa is a great replacement for your other high-carb foods. So certainly when we're talking about bread and tortillas and other things made with white flour, you really want to remove those things from your diet. And if you can replace those things with a whole grain or with quinoa, then you're going to really be doing your health and your waistline a big favor. So in addition to being a great source of protein, quinoa also gives us lots of flavonoids or antioxidants. And once again, when you think antioxidant, think anti-aging. Quinoa is also an excellent source of fiber and minerals like selenium. So when we think about fiber and why we want fiber in our diet, not only does it help things move through our digestive tract more smoothly, but it's also really important for satisfying our hunger. And when it comes to weight loss, I think that's really one of the number one things, is that we can satisfy our hunger, feeling satisfied, feeling satiated. And that's going to be a really important aspect of being able to control how much we eat. I just want to show you this brown rice because, again, whole grains in general are going to be a great part of weight loss. And there's actually been a lot of scientific research done specifically on the correlation between whole grains in the diet and weight loss. So you're really doing yourself a big favor when you replace things like white rice with brown rice and things like white flour with something like quinoa. So here I have actually a short grain brown rice. It may look a little different from what you're used to, which might be the long grain brown rice. But again, all the different grains have a wide variety of minerals, and it's going to be in your best interest to get a variety of these different grains and seeds in your diet. So in slot number 3, I have the only non-vegan food that I'm showing in this video. And it's not because I particularly think that yogurt is such a miracle weight loss food, but I think it's a really important point to address the difference between Greek yogurt and what I would consider a healthy yogurt. So I want to start by looking at this little Yoplait Greek yogurt. Now the thing about Greek yogurt is that it uses fat-free milk. So that ends up looking like something that's going to help you lose weight because it actually has fewer grams of fat. But the truth of the matter is that when we look at dairy products, and really any food for that matter, that naturally contains fat, You actually need the fat in that food in order to digest the protein that is in the rest of the food. So when you use fat-free milk, whether on its own or whether in the context of yogurt, you're actually not doing yourself a favor. I also have to point out that on these little packaged yogurts like this, if we take a look at the ingredients, we have sugar within the first 3 ingredients. We also have artificial sweeteners, which are known to actually make you crave more sugar and are known to make people actually overeat. Okay, so anything with artificial sweeteners in it, just know that is not going to be helping you lose weight. And in my opinion, they are not healthy either. Okay, but when we compare that to this yogurt, this White Mountain yogurt, you can see what a drastic difference there is in the ingredients. Or when you get an actual plain yogurt, we have no added sugar. We have no added weird sweeteners or anything like that. So you can actually flavor this yourself and use it in a wide variety of ways. And as well with this, you can see that I have a whole milk yogurt. This is going to be a much better option. It's going to help satisfy your hunger. And also you're going to be able to actually absorb more of the protein in the yogurt when it does contain those natural fats. The last comment I want to make about yogurt is that it's a great example of a probiotic food or a fermented food. So tempeh that I mentioned earlier is also a fermented food. And there are vegan versions of fermented foods as well, like kombucha and kefir. So if you don't want something that has animal products in it, you can still easily get your probiotics without having the dairy. Food number 2 is raw cacao. And if you're surprised to hear me talking about chocolate in a video about weight loss, let me tell you why. First off, it's important to differentiate the difference between your conventional chocolate bar and even a dark chocolate bar as compared to raw cacao powder. So when you hear the words raw cacao, what that means is that the powder has not been processed or heated. In a lot of cases, when you look at the ingredients on chocolate, you'll see the words processed with alkali. And that is the process that they use to make cocoa powder, which is a lot more shelf stable. It's going to last longer. But if you want the health benefits of the cacao bean, you need to make sure that you have raw cacao powder or raw cacao nibs. You can even get the cacao beans themselves. Cacao gives us a great amount of iron. It has also got the largest amount of magnesium compared to any other food, and it gives us fiber. So once again, adding a little bit of cacao powder to our oatmeal or to a smoothie is a great way to get a little bit more of that fiber that we really want to have in our diet so that we're feeling full and so that we're feeling satisfied. When you figure in that most of us crave chocolate anyways, if there's something that we can eat that actually gives us health benefits and satisfies a chocolate craving, what could be better? Number 1, spinach, kale, and broccoli. Oh my! All right, so a video about healthy weight loss just wouldn't be complete if I didn't talk about the cruciferous vegetables, or these leafy greens like kale, spinach, and broccoli. These foods are so nutrient dense that it's really a no-brainer to include more of these foods in a healthy diet. So because they give us lots of fiber, all right, they're going to help fill us up. In addition to that, we get lots of antioxidants, we get vitamins, we get minerals. These foods have so many nutritional benefits and are really going to help satisfy those nutritional needs of the body. And largely, a lot of the hunger that we feel is really our body's desire to just meet its nutritional needs. So when you're incorporating lots of these good leafy green vegetables in your diet, you should actually find that you have less hunger and less food cravings. It is recommended that you consume the cruciferous vegetables with a little bit of vitamin C. So either squeezing lemon on your kale or spinach, or consuming these foods with something like grapefruit or oranges. When it comes to weight loss, it's important to consider the caloric density versus nutrient density of a food. And that's just a fancy schmancy way of saying how many calories am I taking in order to take in that amount of nutrition. And the bottom line is, with these really healthy vegetables, the calories that they give you are so low compared to the fiber and the nutrients they offer that it would be probably almost impossible to gain weight if you were mostly eating these good healthy vegetables. These vegetables also support detoxification, they're anti-inflammatory, and just in general are going to aid in healthier, more vibrant looking skin and in helping us to control our weight. Here you will find a few related videos that I think may be of interest after watching this video. So in this video, I talked about foods that will help you to lose weight, but if you'd like to learn the 10 most obesity-causing foods, I encourage you to check out the video. I also have listed my video 10 Easy Ways to Lose Weight, which is a great little reference guide to give you simple tips on how to lose weight starting right now. You'll also find the video 9 Foods to Never Eat if you want to learn some of the worst foods for health and weight loss. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about me and my health coaching practice, you can visit CorrinaRachel.com. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel for lots more informational videos, follow along yoga, and much, much more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.